Is it common for older people to be involved in an affair?
Yes.
It is.
And again, it's equally divided. It's not this, most of the theory, most of these thoughts that people say, men do this. No, people do this.
Mhm.
And they do it to remarkably similar degree that it can be, as I say, either sexual primarily, etc. Okay, so the question is this common at that point in life? Yes, indeed, because marriages begin to feel played out. You sometimes do feel, what do we do for an encore? Where do we go? We haven't talked about anything with kids for a long time. There's a kind of a coolness. We make love sometimes. It doesn't feel very passionate. We don't talk about it. It's like we've stopped really communicating. One of the things I describe a good marriage as is a good conversation that really never stops. In other words, a courtship that doesn't stop. Well, they often do. And the first thing I want to do is begin to ask, did you ever have good conversations? Did you have fun with one another? If there's already a discovered affair, probably the other partner will say it was never any good, because that person is hurt and angry. And I know that it is a sequence in life, and that's why I can help people. The grave probability is that 80% of those people who come in because of an affair, even an affair late in life, are going to end up married and doing better than they did before, not worse, because they will learn how to talk. But the first thing I say is, well, wait a minute, it was never any good? Could you just bring me a bunch of photos? I don't want the fancy stuff from the wedding, I just want every snapshot you can find. Just bring me a big bag of them. People will do that. And as I go through courtship and early marriage, I kind of look for the pictures, and I let them look at them holding each other, smiling, the joy of a first child, then a conversation about the first time the husband felt a little bit distanced from his wife when he suddenly wasn't the king anymore and the kid was the king, and how that worked out. And you begin to look for the normative nodal points in development, and suddenly a couple begins to think, well, wait, we do have stuff to talk about. People will say after the discovery affair, once they've had a first meeting, we probably have had better talk than we've had in 20 years. And I said, well, that's true, because you haven't had much talk in 20 years. It's been kind of stage business. Now we're getting down to the real thing. So it is profoundly important, because if they do this successfully, there is no way their kids are not going to be aware that something is happening. It makes a tremendous inroad into family integrity. If a father that you really love and respect and think is a great guy and was president of his church or his synagogue or whatever, and suddenly he's off, they see it as philandering. No, it's an emptiness he felt at a certain point and didn't know what to do with. And his wife then feels betrayed and enraged and hurt. And how could she ever trust anything? Maybe everything was a lie, but it wasn't. But the kids feel this tremendous rumble, like they're living at the edge of an earthquake zone. And if we can successfully help the couple to re-examine and rebuild their lives in a better way, to kids it's amazing, because it says, wow, if they when we can do this better, because we have seen how to do it better. Parents, even when you're old, until you have Alzheimer's, you are still the parent. And really, in the Jewish tradition, we say that you're a little lower than the angels if you're a parent. And maybe we don't feel that way much anymore. The movies don't make it seem that, but it's still true. So that once there's a sense of that restoration of that, then the parents, if they have done well, become models of change, and also we can continue to grow. So I hope that gives you some sense of the work that I'm doing in my office is about a family, not just about the couple or about the person. And it is also about the change as we work between feeling the victim of your husband or your wife's naughtiness and infidelity and hurtfulness and not caring, apparently, to the fact that there were things in the marriage before that were important that we never talked about. And if the victim still feels like a victim at the end of my work, I've been a failure.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Lusterman. And once again, you can learn more by turning on to Dr. Lusterman's website, which is drlusterman.com.